more on this. A detailed new report paints an alarming picture of the worldwide climate crisis. The International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent societies says that last year, almost 31 million people were internally displaced by weather and climate disasters. From cyclones in Bangladesh to bushfires in Australia, across Africa, everything from floods to droughts are forcing people to flee. Well, joining me now from Glasgow, Scotland is Francesco Rocco, the president of the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent societies. Good to have you with us.
Thank you, Lynda.
So I just highlighted some of the numbers in the report you released, which found that over 30 million people were internally displaced in 2020, and that is 3 times the number of people that were displaced by conflict and violence. So climate change proving far worse when it comes to internal displacement. Take us through your key findings.
Yeah, no, this is the reality. This is the reality that we are living on the ground, and is worse than we thought some years ago. So even about migration and forced displacement, numbers are growing, and as you correctly read a few seconds ago, this is 3 times more than other causes of forced displacement, and this is only to talk about displacement. But if we look at the numbers, at the extreme events, just watching the latest period since the pandemic start, for example, more than 400 extreme weather-related events happened, causing the deaths of almost 18,000 people and affecting the lives of 140 million. So this is a real threat. And when it comes, of course, to forced migration, to forced displacement, this is about the human rights of the people that have too often they have no protection when they are forced to leave their own country because they are looking to survive. This is the reason why they are forced, because they have no other option.
No other option, as you say, and the challenge with addressing climate change is that often people in poorer countries, in developing countries, fare the worst. Earlier we heard at the COP26 conference, the leader of Barbados. I just want to play some sound of what you had to say.
1.5 is what we need to survive. 2 degrees, yes, SG, is a death sentence for the people of Antigua and Barbuda, for the people of the Maldives, for the people of Dominica and Fiji, for the people of Kenya and Mozambique, and yes, for the people of Samoa and Barbados. We do not want that dreaded death sentence.
A death sentence is what she referred to. And Francesco, your report found that climate change displacement certainly affects the most marginalized people.
Yes, it is. The most vulnerable communities, and they are the ones that are paying the highest price, those who are contributing the least to the greenhouse gas emissions, and this is why I was so inspired and encouraged by the words of the leader of the Barbados. But to be honest, after we are here immediately after the G20 meeting, and the outcome is not so encouraging, because we don't need only commitment, and we don't need only financing, but it's also about where this money will go, because we have to remember that most of the finance related to the climate change is going to the middle-income countries, and just few of this money is going to the least developed countries. This is the sad reality that we are living. So I hope, and everything could happen during this meeting in Glasgow, but I hope that really the political leaders will find the political will to fix this unbelievable and unbearable situation for the most vulnerable communities.
And that's just it, political will to actually turn those words into action. I'm wondering, Francesco, from your perspective, what you think success looks like from this COP26 summit. What would you like to see the outcome at the end of this summit? What sort of action would you like to see?
Of course, first of all, that they really commit and will act to contain below 1.5 degrees. This is mandatory. This is would be immoral if they will not reach this agreement. But then it's about adaptation and invest in adaptation, especially at community level. This is what we do need, because even if they will reach this agreement and we will able to protect the world and the global warming, then we will experience extreme weather events for some years from now. And this is so extremely important to invest in adaptation at local level, because they are the most exposed to the consequences of the climate change.
That's exactly right. Francesco, Rocco, the president of the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent, good to have you with us. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
We're going to take a quick break. We will be right back with much more.